Hello friends, Namaskar dosto. So the incredible thing has happened and this has brought lot of cheers as well as disappointment to various sections of people. No one expected this and therefore there is a shock wave as well as feeling of disbelief. Let's try to see what were the options or how did this happen. So we are just guessing that we don't have any concrete news, but definitely we can have an educated guess. But before we start that, let me also say one thing. An army or anyone is as good as what it can be if it gets divine support or if the planets are in favor of that particular individual or country. Clearly, the Indian or India had this advantage. I can explain this astrologically also. Mars, which represent Pakistan, was debilitated. Debilitated means weak in the sign of Cancer. On the contrary, Venus, the planet that rules India, was having an exchange of sign and was quite strengthened. So we had good reasons to believe that this was an opportunity that India could have used, if not to crush Pakistan, at least to teach it a good lesson and as well as get something out of it or made sure that it has a cost to bear. But that has not happened. So let's try to understand what all could have happened. As we know that it was Pakistan who has blinked first. And the question is why President Trump brokered the deal and why India agreed. So there are various reasons for it. The first and foremost is that Pakistan might have again used the K word, that if India doesn't stop, it might be forced to use the nuclear bomb. It has been telling this, and there is no surprise that it didn't tell the same thing to the US. Right? The second option is America might have gained something out of Pakistan. See, we don't understand this, but geopolitics is a very difficult beast and animal to understand. A lot of things are happening, and every country and every leader tries to protect its own turf. The prestige of President Trump is at stake. His peace deal or ceasefire deal in Ukraine and Russia has not worked out so far. He has not been able to get a deal out of Iran also. He has not been able to get a deal out of China also. Right? And that's why he might have wanted both India and Pakistan to his side. You're getting the point. Pakistan, because it has to use Pakistan against Iran, if not China. Right? And it wants to use India against China. And that's why when President Trump said that both India and Pakistan are my friends or something like that, I was rather shocked why he is telling this. Why he is putting both India and Pakistan in the same uh, pendulum. So that can be the other reason. Okay, it was America who also need Pakistan, and Pakistan must have understood this very well. They are good in geopolitics for sure, and they know how to extract or exploit a situation. So they might have offered something to America, and in return they got this peace deal. Okay. The third reason could be that America doesn't want at this moment to have more complications. If India and Pakistan goes out for a full-fledged war, all the calculus and mathematics that the US has planned for itself might go haywire. See, I believe that the incident of Pahalgam was not an ordinary incident. We know that, or we can guess that China was a major player into it, because there is no way that Pakistan could have undertaken such an activity all on itself, because it was sure that India will take some retaliatory action, and it always wanted that China support or back behind it. So China knew it. In fact, we can also say that China might have encouraged it or had initiated it. The reason is China was having a tough time with President Trump over the trade tariffs. India was going ahead, and they wanted that India should be derailed for a while. So what a better way to incite a war between India and Pakistan. And Pakistan always does such mercenary works. There is no second thought on it, no guessing on it. Okay. So China did it. Pakistan, which is always jealous of India and its economic progress, might have done it both because there is a strong lobby inside Pakistan of the jihadist mindset, and also Asif Munir had wanted an extension and wanted to show the army in a superior position, and that was the reason he made that stupid speech to the overseas Pakistan community in Islamabad, and he was going down by Balochistan and all other Khyber Pakhtunkhwa and that TTP and all that. So as a face savior and to distract the people, it started this war with India, and it never expected that India will go with such a high retaliation. Okay. The third important factor that most of us are ignoring is that of Iran. See, there could be a hand of Iran also in this, in the incidents of Pahalgam. Why? Because America is pushing Iran to sign a nuclear deal, right? And to distract America, because if India gets engaged with Pakistan, US also suffers, because in India US sees a ally which can stand against China, and Iran knows this. So to distract President Trump as well as America, Iran might have also had a hand in this, because we know that some missiles were had a Iranian mark also, like the Hatpa and other Hatpa or some other missile by the same name, right? So all this country, and we know that Turkey also wanted that India should go down. This is because of historic reasons. All the invasions that happened on India, there were many that came from the Turkish and all that Central Asia side. So India and Turkey were never good. Means these Turkish people have attacked and have come to India to attack and do all that nonsense, right? So that is that Hindu versus Islamic rivalry between India and Turkey, and also Turkey wanted to show it as a undisputed leader of the Islamic world, right? That's why it was supporting Pakistan. So all these reasons are there, right? Now the question is, why did Prime Minister Modi agree to this? Again, there are many reasons. The first and foremost is, as we have seen in the case of Zelensky, how tough President Trump talks if someone disagrees to him, right? They talk very rough and they talk very plain and bluntly. So it is quite possible that Prime Minister Modi was given a tough talk, or maybe Jaishankar was given a tough talk by Secretary Rubio. Okay, that you have to agree to this. Okay, that is number one. Number two is again the same, trade tariffs. America could have used the trade tariff blackmailing with India, that if you don't agree to this, we will raise the tariff against India. And India does have a sizable trade with America, and also to its own advantage. Perhaps America is the only country where India has certain advantage, vice versa, trade. So that is also, this is also a possible reason. Third is, in case of a war between India and China, besides Russia, India can only look up to US, or US is the only country that can help India in a very reasonable manner or sizable manner, that India can be able to withstand to China, right? That technology, like Ukraine was given the support by America to stand against Russia. Similarly, with the help of America, India can stand against China for as many as years, right? But that support is very important, right? And US still has a sway over many other Western countries or the European countries. So this is also possible. So definitely PM Modi might not have agreed to this on his own or voluntarily. There would have been immense pressure. And then it is also true that war doesn't help anyone. India is still a developing country and there is a lot of development that is needed. And as we have seen, in just a week's time, after the Indian retaliation, there was good shelling and firing by Pakistan. Though by this time, India didn't lose anything, but going forward, it was quite possible that India would have had its own collateral damages. So that must be also in the mind of PM Modi. So if you take all these considerations into factor, you will find that this decision or this ceasefire was demanded by Pakistan and brokered by America for its own reasons and through some pressure tactics on India. That is the only way it can be justified. Some may argue that, and even some people are making a comparison between PM Modi and former PM Indira Gandhi. I think we live in a different era. Things have changed a lot, right? And all said and done, PM Modi is much wiser than, I don't want to take the names, but you can understand that. He's a practical man, he is much wiser. So, though India might have lost its face to some extent or might have disappointed the extreme right wing or nationalist lobby, but still it was in India's interest. We will get definitely opportunity to get even with Pakistan. Don't worry on that. Pakistan is not a country that will change its ways or mend its ways soon. In fact, it has to be seen how long this ceasefire can exist. Because as a student of astrology, I also know that the planetary positions are quite adverse and challenging at the moment. Okay. So there can be another terror attack or something, because there are people in Pakistan who doesn't want this ceasefire to happen. So anything can happen, and the Indian army should be still alert, as well as be under no assumption that Pakistan will not do anything. Right? This is a continuous war for decades, if not centuries. Right? So, I think with this video we have tried to explain all the possible situations, and also have given a fair and logical explanation of all the things. We will try to make some more podcasts once the details starts coming. So until then, it's a goodbye from our side on this video. Do like and subscribe to our channel, and thank you very much. This is Dr. Ashisha for Samanvay Briefings. Thank you. आपका सपोर्ट हमारे लिए बहुत ज़रूरी है, सो प्लीज़ लाइक एंड सब्सक्राइब टू आवर चैनल. तो आइए अब हम हमारा आज का वीडियो